Alrighty, hello, good morning everyone. Gil here from your Wholesaling, Lease Options, Marketing, and Mastermind Group. A big fat good morning to you all. Happy Friday. Hope your Friday is getting off to a rockin' start. Mine is got my allergy attack. I don't know if you guys have some sinus or allergy problems, but battling that today. So we, as always, we do open these sessions in case you guys have any urgent feedback, questions, or clarifications, want to be able to keep you moving forward. My marketing team logs on this session, our virtual assistants log on to these particular sessions, as well as the coaches or the joint venture partners that you are doing deals with or who are consulting for you on your transactions, right? So if you have any urgent questions, go ahead and type it in the GoToWebinar control panel. If this is the first time you are joining us, welcome and thank you for checking our content out. We had a busy week this week, and I will recap some of the marketing campaigns that we have opened up over the last couple of days. And if you guys missed the Bird Dog training session, I definitely recommend you check that out. We closed on a transaction a little over a month ago and got an escrow wire for about $92,000. The screen capture from escrow is in that particular video. We back all of our stuff up here, and definitely do check that out. In that particular video, I post and show you where to place your ads so that you can find these property scouts and bird dogs. So that was our session on the 20th, right? That was our session on the 20th, okay? On the 21st, we talked about going door to door. And if you don't want to go door to door, how to find other people that will do it for you. Believe it or not, there are professionals that will go door to door on your behalf. Stick flyers on there, knock on their front door, make a pitch, or just spread the good news about whatever product or service you are offering there in your local area. In our particular scenarios, we're all in the same industry, which is real estate. And so you can maximize their experience and time out in the field by handing out letters, postcards, flyers, sticky notes, or inviting them to come down to a workshop. For example, some of you guys are in credit repair or are retail and agents or brokers that specialize in listings and retails, so you guys have like these first-time homebuyer workshops, right? Now, on the session yesterday, I shared another nice little lead source on where we are finding these property scouts and these bird dogs. Bill, gave a nice little definition to a property scout and a bird dog on yesterday's session. Go ahead and check that out. Basically, this is a candidate in your local area who will drive the neighborhoods, will go door to door, will hand out flyers. They will spot distressed real estate for you on your behalf, using up their own time, their own dollars, in exchange for some training or the ability to get hands-on on a particular deal. So on yesterday's session, we had a killer session yesterday, by the way. Do check that out. Bill also gave some scenarios. We have, when you do your marketing for sellers, whether it's on Craigslist, direct mail, pay-per-click, you will have homeowners that have ended up with a property via a quitclaim deed. And normally, these are situations where the property was inherited or passed on in a quick and abrupt manner. So they just ended up in a situation with a house via a quitclaim deed from a family member, a relative, or a friend, or somebody. Okay, and when the homeowner doesn't know what to do, this is the first time they've ever encountered real estate. They've never owned anything before in real estate, and now they have a rental property, so they're not quite sure what to do. Bill gave some nice transition lines and some good talking points, how to set that seller at ease, how to build the trust and rapport, and how to allow you to move that seller forward to either secure an appointment, to pre-screen them effectively, or go for the contract. Okay, you don't have to be an expert in all of this. You just have to know enough to be able to share pieces of information that generate high value in the mind of the seller. And sometimes that can be something as simple as explaining what a quit claim is. So definitely do check that session out. Bill talks about that in yesterday's video replay. Okay, and we also talked about finding ways to flip markets. Franco, I think this applies to you most especially, right? By the way, my office will contact you today with regards to some of your marketing, and check out video 2, heat maps on how to find the best real estate markets. If you want to streamline your operations and save yourself a whole bunch of time and headaches, then you can very well partner with us, where if you pay for the marketing, okay, this has to be a fair deal. I can't tell you how many calls that I'll get on a weekly basis where an investor or somebody wants to partner with us, but they expect us to pay for all the marketing, they expect us to handle all the phone calls, they expect us to get the property under contract, they expect us to flip the property, okay, and they also expect us to send them 50% of the check at the end of the day. Now, maybe I missed something, but it sounds like we're doing 100% of the work, right? And so be cautious when it comes, you know, for those of you out there that are doing deals in your area, because you will come across characters like that, people who want to partner with you or will claim to. I definitely think apprenticeships, joint ventures, partnerships, mentoring, I think these days the terms are used very loosely. And I might be pissing some gurus off, but honestly, I could really care less. Right? At the end of the day, we make our money doing deals. Now, we do have programs where we can partner up with you, but it's got to be a fair deal. So if we handle the buyer side, you handle the seller side, because technically, you know, really that's the only two parts to the equation when flipping real estate. Somebody gets a property under contract, somebody sells it, right? So we can split it 50-50 at that point, right? And our commission-only virtual assistance teams, we'd love to partner with you, but if you're somebody just getting started and you don't know what a wholesale contract is, or you don't know how to double close, concurrent close, you don't know what an assignment contract is, then really you need to focus first on getting educated or going through the Start Here 101 video series so that you understand how the wholesaling process works. It's going to be very difficult for you, for somebody that's brand new, okay, with no track record, to expect 50% of a deal when you are not doing 50% of the work, right? It has to be a win-win fair situation and deal. So, Franco, my office will call you sometime earlier today. Mr. Clutch, I sent you an email. If you could pull that up here, just verify that you did get Franco's contact information. And so the reason why I share this is we're doing deals in a bunch of markets, and I have acquisition managers in those territories. Broker Julio is actually one of those acquisition guys where he will go out on your behalf, and you can join him on the appointment. You have to check out yesterday's replay because Broker Julio is on fire. It's been 2 weeks. He's picked up 3 wholesale deals already just in 2 weeks, and this is all in Southern California, right? So we can identify markets that we're active in. And when you do the marketing, okay, we can help with the follow-up calls or even take some of those calls live, since some of you guys work full-time. We have investors that love their jobs. Okay, it's not a cubic hell. It's like a cubic paradise. They love it. They get paid well. And so they're looking for an additional income strategy. They pay for the marketing. We're the production partners. We take care of the day-to-day operations and work. Does that make sense? So we take the calls, pre-screen them, send it to the acquisition manager, and then we'll split the profits fairly at the end of the day, right? So keep that in mind, right? I have, been in previous relationships where, an investor was making like 90% of the deal, and we were doing most of the work, right? So I got smart, right? You learn from experience. And at the time, I had entered those business relationships because of other reasons and other opportunities or possibilities from those projects. But I share this with you so that you guys will not get taken advantage of, and you can go about it real smart and find legit partners to work with. That's also why I encourage you guys to find property scouts, place ads for property scouts. I talked to an investor yesterday, and I was shocked by his comments. He goes, Well, you know what, Gil, it seems like most of these people are going to be broke anyway. So, why should I even try to work with a property scout? I mean, I think that's just sad that that's the way they look at it. I mean, if you're in a busy market, I have doctors, lawyers, engineers, people with PhDs, master's degrees, professionals that have come through the door through Craigslist, that have met us via meetup.com. We had somebody fly in from New York just to attend our meetup group to see what we're about. They see how active we are, and at the end of the session was ready to cut a $5,000 check for marketing because he wants to do business with us. He wants to put that money to work, and is a good partner to work with. Is not somebody that's trying to take advantage of us, right? Or should be, trying to take advantage of you. So definitely learn from our mistakes, our experiences, so you can streamline your operations. We also picked Broker Julio's brain. There's some killer golden nuggets in this session, okay? If you missed it, basically Broker Julio was, he waited 3 to 4 hours before meeting with a seller. He had other competitors on site. We had one of our investors, a property scout, at the appointment, who saw everything happen live, got his very first property under contract, and I think he's been trying to wholesale deals since 2000, and has never gotten anything under contract. So fantastic stuff. One of those success stories where he's only been working with us for about 3 weeks now. Results aren't typical, right? But then again, if you don't do anything, you won't get any positive results at the end of the day, right? So definitely take that into consideration. Now, in the notes section, okay, if you click on the notes tab right here, you will see some of the notes that were taken during those sessions. And there's going to be some spelling errors on there, right? I do my best to take some notes, but hey, for those of you that want the text copy, the text is on there. In yesterday's session, we only talked about one website, which is meetup.com, and hence you will find that there. Okay, let me touch base here with some of our panelists, see what's going on their end. Bill, any interesting news and feedback on your end?
Hey there, Gil. How's your day going, man?
Doing good. A little medicated today because of the allergies, and I took this medication last night. They say it's strong enough to put an elephant to sleep, and so, but I'm all big and strong, so I'm up and about today, and trying to get some work done.
We're on a public forum, man. You're setting me up too well, so, but I'll just let that go.
Don't worry.
I could do a whole session with your comments, but anyway, hope you're feeling better.
Getting there. So, any questions popping up on your end, Bill? Any scenarios you wanted to highlight from some of your one-on-one sessions with the investors that you're coordinating with or are talking to?
One of the things that I wanted to remind people of is, if you really want to get better on the phone, record your conversations for your own personal use. Be cognizant, of the laws doing that in your particular states. But, if you're not going to use the information for anything other than your own personal training, it'll really be beneficial. If you want to see how you're doing on the phone, record your conversations and then painfully go back and listen to them. And you'll be able to see exactly what you did right and what you did wrong, and you'll be able to quickly correct it, by maybe you're saying the same thing all over again, or those tired, worn-out sayings that everybody hates, and you'll be able to go ahead and quickly, change your conversation, your interplay with the sellers, and go ahead and improve your performance, dramatically quicker than you would if you're not realizing exactly what you say. Give you an example is years ago, before the internet and all that stuff, I was doing seminars on a weekly basis nationally, and so I was always trying to improve my performance, and especially my sales performance from stage. So I took a course with the Zig Ziglar Corporation on speaking, and it was one of the best courses of its day. And part of that process is you would give short talks and long talks, and they would record you on videotape. And then they would take your videotape with your coach, and they would go into a private room and they would play it. And there's nothing more embarrassing than seeing yourself make yourself a fool on stage by doing things that distract and bother people and things that are not effective. And so we went through all that, and I saw the things that I was doing. For instance, I'd pace on the stage back and forth, and it would drive people crazy because I was always moving back and forth. You know, it was like a tennis match. And so they told me not to do that, is that if I wanted to make a point, walk to one part of the stage, pause, make my point, and then walk back to the center or go to the other side and pause. And just that one thing alone made my presentation and my sales that's much more effective. My sales from the stage went up 30% in one weekend. So, and that was just by being able to look what I was doing right, look what I was doing wrong, and correcting it. And so listening to your audio tapes with your seller conversations while you're on the phone will change your performance dramatically. And if you're not really sure, then let me or Gil listen to one of your tapes, you know, privately, not on this session, but privately, and we'll be able to make, you know, some constructive criticisms on how you can improve your performance and be more effective when you're on your phone with buyers and sellers. So that's the one tip I would give folks today, Gil, and it would really make a dramatic difference on their presentations dealing with buyers and sellers. Back to you.
Awesome. Now, Steve, you do these group session calls. Some of them are obviously recorded for personal use, and you know you've gone through our training and follow the same thing. What do you use to record some of your calls for your personal training and something that you review in your own time so that you can hear what you're saying, how you sound, maybe questions you forgot to ask, and what you can do to do better on the next phone call? Go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on a self-mute right now.
Hello, good morning.
Bill here has a theory. He says, dude, you are low on smog. Go to downtown. I know, it's hanging out here in Pasadena.
You know,
it's the clean
no,
air.
it's time to migrate.
The nice little old town feel to it. You know, we got to get some smog in the lungs.
I'm getting the same thing this morning, Gil. We need to migrate farther south.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I sent my brother one year when he was going to college at Oklahoma State University. I sent him a can of sand and a can of smog so he'd feel right at home.
Steve, what are you using to record your calls?
I use MP3 Skype recorder. It is excellent. You don't have to push any buttons. It doesn't make a really awkward beep when you make the call. Yeah, I like it. But I mean, what Bill's saying is so true. And I mean, I think, you know, like that's basically what I spend most of my time doing is on the phone. And there'll be periods of time where you kind of get stagnant, or your skill level stays the same for a long period of time, right? And you know, then you got to shake it up and do something to get better. So you start overcoming objections that you weren't overcoming before. You know, because if you keep getting stuck on the same objections over and over for months at a time, start hitting your head against the wall, you know. So you gotta level up your skill and improve, or else you can kind of get tired of it. But one period of time, I would record all of my calls, and then after my day of work, I would sit there and listen to every single call, and it helped tremendously. You know, it's definitely something that'll get you out of a rut and increase your skills.
Yeah, and I mean, some of you guys might laugh at it at first, but try it out, right? Try it out. We have had members go from 2 contracts a week to 4 contracts a week simply by, again, reviewing their calls together and fine-tuning those little, making those small tweaks when it comes to what they're saying, how they're saying it to sellers, and what they're not saying. Right? So definitely check that out. I'm going to pull up my little note sheet on here and make sure that we get this placed in the link section. Yes, these are all available in the replay. Somebody here asked a really good question. Gil, I see that MP3 Skype recorder integrates with Skype. How do your virtual assistants that live in the Philippines or Costa Rica actually make outbound calls? Well, we actually have a facility out in the Philippines. That's one. But for your type of operations, right? Let's say if you have somebody making calls for you, I recommend Skype, right? Don't overcomplicate it. Don't try to buy a Magic Jack at CVS and then send it to send it internationally and expect them to plug it in. I mean, there's a faster, better, smarter way to do it. Go with Skype. Now, if they cannot use Skype, then that is a yellow flag. It could be because of the internet connection in their particular area, right? Which is a huge roadblock for a lot of investors because they'll spend a whole month just trying to find a candidate on Odesk, and then you'll have another 30 days of having to train the virtual assistant, right? Trying to get on the same page, speak the same language. What is a motivated seller? How are they going to access your CRM tool, right? So just go with Skype. If they cannot use Skype, then that is a yellow flag. It's probably due to their internet connection, and I would consider another candidate in a different location or in a different area. Okay, before you go into complex phone systems and all the other tools and toys out there, keep it simple, right? For example, I was talking to an investor yesterday, the other day, and they've literally spent, let me double check here, see my notes. They've spent almost a month now trying to get their direct mail campaign set up, and what's held them back is the extensions on their phone system, because they were trying to set up multiple extensions for their phone lines, only come to find that they haven't even they're not doing pay-per-click ads, but they're trying to set up an extension for pay-per-click ads. They're not doing Craigslist text and email, but they were trying to set up an extension for that, right? Get one marketing campaign out the door, and sometimes that's why you need to go with a marketing vendor, because you will place the order, the marketing will be done for you, it's going out the door, and you have marketing, it gets executed. Okay, you want to get the phone to rings in the quickest amount of time possible, which leads me to my next scenario here, or clarification. Susie, yes, more mail did go out for you. Steve, if you could give Susie a call just to give her a recap on how her direct mail campaign is going, that would be fantastic. Let me know if you need a copy of the call records so we can take a look at that, right? Okay, so Cynthia, nice. Cynthia here has some scenarios. Fantastic. So we'll review that on today's session. Yeah, I am feeling much better, actually. Thank you for asking. No, I don't look doped up. They're not some hardcore drugs, guys. They're just really strong. And I've taken them last night. It's for my allergies, right? Nothing else. These guys. What are you guys taking on the weekends? Partying early for the Memorial Day weekend, I see. Okay, Mike M here. I'm still trying to recover my Skype account that was hijacked by a VA who quit. Skype customer service obviously sucks. Mike, as much as I talk about Skype and use it, we use it, but they have the worst order page, shopping cart. Like I'm dying to give them money and order multiple lines, but it is just the hardest time to order from them. And customer support, man, I have not had any good experience with them. It's really hard. It's really, really hard and to do that. The easiest way around that, my friend, is just to set up a new Skype account. Again, that's another challenge, right? They're not a virtual assistant. That person is a scammer. They give virtual assistants a bad name. They basically hijacked his Skype account. And so just get a new one. Just get a new one. If you can get a hold of Skype billing, I would focus on that because they are quick to process refunds, especially once you claim fraud, right? They have the quickest response time when it comes to fraudulent orders. And I would count this particular scenario as that type of order. What are the roles in the team we newbies can have so we can partner with you, say, on the $97 or the $497 service? Well, Franco, for somebody that's just getting started out, Number one, pay for the marketing, right? Select a marketing channel. Okay, the calls are going to go to you first. If you can't take it, let us know so that my telemarketing team can handle those phone calls. All right, you're going to work in unison with my telemarketing team because they're going to call people, they're going to send leads to you, and make sure that the leads are processed closely. All right, so select the package that works for you. Now, if you are just getting started and you're in between the 97 and the 497 package, that tells me you probably have a budget of about $500 for a marketing package. I don't recommend you buy the gold package because you still need to purchase direct mail on top of that, right? And so I'm the first to tell investors, look, as much as we'd love to put a telemarketer, for your business or an admin who can handle those phone calls, if you don't do any direct mail, then what you have is a glorified assistant sitting by the phones who's waiting for phone calls, but there's no calls to take. And that is a common error or pitfall with most investors. Instead, Franco, when you talk to Steve today, here's my recommendation. Do the $97 marketing package so we can send some Craigslist text and emails for your business. You got some leads coming in, you can practice those conversations, get good at your craft. You understand the stress, the hard work, the diligence, and the care and attention that my team puts into following up with these leads so that you can appreciate it, right? Because most people have no idea what's going on with their marketing, right? They really don't. And that's why we encourage people to be hands-on and at least take some of these calls so that you can understand and appreciate what these virtual assistants and quality outsourcing teams really do for you, okay? Now, you have about an additional $400 left over, right? Let's put together a pay-per-click campaign in a few select markets where we can get an influx of leads. I just set up some pay-per-click campaigns, and we have those available. I'll try to pull it up on today's session to share with you guys, but we do have some new pay-per-click leads, and so we can send you some of those leads, right? So that's month one. Month one, we do the $97 package. We do $400 in online pay-per-click leads. By the end of month one, assuming your $500 budget is a 3 to 6 month budget, right? We will start to add direct mail, okay? That way, as the pay-per-click campaign slows down, all right, your direct mail campaign will start to pick up, and there is no idle time or dead air in between the leads coming in. There's a constant flow, okay? So in month two, you're going to start to talk to some direct mail leads, which is fantastic because you spent the entire first month getting good at talking to sellers or at least building up your confidence in handling those leads. Does that make sense? By the time month three comes along, you now have follow-ups from your Craigslist leads in month number one, okay? Because you're about 90 days into your marketing cycle. Now you have sellers who have sat on the market for 90 days, have gotten beat up or turned down or no action on their property, right? That's when you call in 90 days following up with them. You come in like the white and shining armor, save the day, right? Structure some owner financing deals or some retail strategy offers, which Bill specializes in, where the homeowner gets what they want, the agent gets what they want, and we as the wholesaler and the middleman, which includes you, right, would make some money in the process. Okay? And in your month three, you have pay-per-click leads that you can follow up on. And in month three, you have new leads in direct mail. Now you have a nice little cycle going on, okay, of leads coming in, and puts you in a position to not only make more offers, but get some offers accepted. So hope that clarifies there. Do you buy a list from Foreclosure Radar? No, I don't. I don't actively use Foreclosure Radar at the moment. How do we learn to talk with sellers? You will learn to talk with sellers because whether you go with a $25 marketing, $97 or $497, you get access to Steve's group coaching calls. Steve, what do you do on these group coaching calls? What is your whole session? Ah! Your speakers are blowing up.
Still loud?
I prefer the Darth Vader action. What do you do on these calls? How can somebody learn how to talk to sellers by participating in your live seller call series? Just lower the mic, the speakers.
There we go. Is that better?
Yes, much better.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're going to learn to talk to sellers. One, I mean, all you really need, there's only two things you really need to learn how to do it. You need a guide conversation, you know, like a script of what to say, and then you need repetition. That's really all it is. To help with that, I'm going to be making live calls on the sessions as well. So you can hear, you know, the sellers just back it up and support what you're already learning, you know, by spending time on the phone and going through the script. Is you can hear the way that I talk to sellers on a daily basis. So I make calls every day that you can listen to and put up replays, and then any objections, questions, anything you get stuck on, just come onto the session, ask me the question in the questions panel, and you know, and I'll answer your questions live too to make sure you're moving forward.
Right. I think the biggest focus when I train somebody one-on-one on how to talk to their leads and in their first 30 days is to be able to identify what is a motivated seller. Okay. And to get to that, we need to talk to as many people, right? Steve specializes in virtual wholesaling. We've done multiple deals and transactions with Steve. He doesn't like to meet with sellers. He prefers not to. Okay? So all he does is make phone calls and take leads from multiple markets nationwide. Talks to sellers. They don't even realize. Steve, how many properties have you guys flipped on the East Coast? Don't mention the market, right? Don't say where. But if you could guesstimate how many houses you guys have flipped in a virtual market where you have not met a seller and a buyer, what's that number look like?
You mean like total?
Yeah, total. Or maybe just in the last 6 months.
I have no clue.
Just in the last 6 months, give 5, 10.
Something like that. Maybe more.
Maybe more? More than 5?
I really
more
don't
than
know.
10?
More than 10, I think.
Okay. So more than 10 wholesale deals on the East Coast, completely virtual market. And all they do is just field phone calls and pre-screen sellers. So that's what you're going to learn. How to talk to homeowners, how to address their objections. And that way you're more prepared. You know, you're more prepared as opposed to, you know, spending a lot of money in marketing, but not knowing what to say once the phone rings, right? That is on our top 5 list of things to fix and repair or address whenever an investor comes to us, right? They're coming off of some high-end coaching program. That program spent a bazooka of their money on marketing, and they basically said, good luck, here are the leads, now you got to work them, right? So do maximize that, guys. Please, please, please check that out. It's under $1 a day overall in terms of monthly costs, and I don't think it's going to break the bank. Okay, so what are the other questions? Bill's volume is too high. That's earlier. Okay, Cynthia, I have a seller who's interested in selling. If I want to partner up with you on this deal, what phone number do I call? Also, it's an installment purchase contract. Is that another name for lease purchase contract here in California? I'm not sure. Tomato, tomato. I find a lot of investors interchange the terms: lease purchase, lease option, lease with option to buy. Some people refer to them differently. That's why you see a lot of debates when it comes to that. Is it legal? Is it legal to do it? And it turns out they're talking about 2 different things. So they're both right, right? Cynthia, what's your phone number on here? I'm going to have my office contact you today to move that particular lead and transaction forward. Let's see if we can monetize it and get somebody in that local territory to cover it. California is not the only marketplace where we have this ability to do these deals. We are also in multiple territories. Now, what's happened before is that we've mentioned the other markets we're doing deals in, and people have run out, purchase marketing in that territory or that county, and only come to realize that we don't target the whole county. We're zeroed in on the hottest markets. So they end up doing marketing in areas that are duds. So before you purchase any marketing, have a conversation with me or my office first so that we can provide you with a list of direct mail, an exact direct mail list. I talked to Mr. Wise yesterday, who's live on this session. Steve, thank you for continuing to stay consistent on joining these training sessions. And we're going to work with Mr. Wise by providing him a direct mail list. Okay, and that can save you $300, up to thousands of dollars depending on the size of the list. So the only thing you have to worry about is the cost of the direct mail piece, right? Now, what's in it for us? These are territories that we're buying houses. So we're asking for a first look to purchase the deal from them, or the opportunity to wholesale it to our VIP buyers, right? So Cynthia, type in your best can be reached number, and I also gave you a phone number to call or text right now so that they would put you on a priority list to contact you. Franco, does the Podio database have questions to ask potential sellers so we can follow? Yes, it does, my friend. That is what I love about our Podio web form. It's very simple. If you know how to hop on a on a webinar, you can follow that script. All you have to do is go from left to right or top to bottom on that questionnaire and fill in the blanks. That's really all there is to it. We don't want to complicate the process. We've tried to make it fancy or sound sexy, but at the end of the day, that's really all there is to it. And the more consistent you are at it, the better, right? How can we monitor our campaigns? Yes, through Podio. That's why I love using a tool like Podio. You don't have to call my office and ask what's going on with your leads. Just go into Podio, take a look at the exact leads, and you can see what's going on. The only time you should get on the phone with my office or with an acquisition manager is if there are no notes in the leads, or if there's an appointment that needs to be set. Otherwise, everything is already on Podio. All of the notes are on there. I have clients for the last 2 years. I have never talked to them. Not once. All they do is they pay their monthly marketing fees. Our marketing team sends their mail. Our telemarketing calls people, and they look at the notes, right? I mean, how much more awesome is that type of business model as opposed to, talking every 30 minutes when the notes are on there? You just have to access it and take a look at the database. Jeff C, do you know of any software or spreadsheet that can display multiple offers from all cash, rehab, owner financing, lease option, rent to own? I'm getting my brains beaten in so far in this market. Jeff C, we actually have some good contacts for that particular market. They're going to be doing some marketing in that area. If you guys can work together, I think that'd be great. So we can put you in touch with them. Now, I'll give you some clues to this. We'll have a separate session addressing this, but this is related to a question that I got a long time ago. How it's possible for us to make offers on the MLS without running comps on any of the properties. We do that all using a spreadsheet, okay? So start shopping around for an Excel spreadsheet, Zen master, right, or a specialist. And what you'll do is you'll pull all the cash transactions from the MLS. You guys are going to love this, so definitely write this down. I can't take notes on it, but this is definitely going to make the replays. You're going to export all of the cash transactions in a zip code, right, or a territory, whatever your target market is, okay? And then you're going to calculate the per square, what cash buyers are paying per square foot, okay? So you're going to have a column that's going to say, here's what cash buyers are paying per square foot. And when you export the cash buyer transactions on the MLS, you just have to add another column, put in some computations. This is not complicated. You don't really need a Zen master, just somebody proficient with Excel. Now that you know what cash buyers are paying per square foot, okay, you're going to apply that calculation to any active listing or any pending transaction on the MLS. Maybe you can target active listings, right? Let's keep it simple, okay? So now that you know what cash buyers are paying for in a certain zip code, you're going to apply that per unit pricing to the square footage of every active listing on your local MLS territory. Does that make sense? And then you're going to have a column that deducts your wholesale fee. So let's say you want to make $5,000 on those deals. You're going to have a column that would subtract $5,000. That way you build in your wholesale fee. And once you apply that calculation, you're gonna come up with a maximum allowable cash offer on every single active listing in that target area. Right? Now you just have to write up the offers and send them out. But that is how you can blanket the entire target market in your area, come up with a cash offer. And again, you don't have to put too much analysis into it. You already know what the per unit cash price is. You back out your wholesaling fee. That is a number that you can work with. And if that opens negotiations or that offer is accepted, then you're in a sweet spot right there, right? So you can test that out. Now, how do you fine-tune this process? You're going to fine-tune the process by adding other variables, right? Zeroing on certain zip codes. Or let's say you now know that in this territory, on average, it costs about $10,000 in repairs, so you can build that into the Excel spreadsheet. But that process right there can simplify how you get your offers out and tackling the MLS. You can do that with HUD as well, right? So I hope that helps you guys on addressing the MLS. Do you use sites like SiteXData to have cash transactions the MLS does not have? Normally we'll just get this from an agent, and that's worked well for us so far. I haven't used SiteXData. What do you use for comps and deal analysis? The MLS. The MLS, whether it's through an agent that we're doing deals with or through an agent that we're requesting for information. In exchange, we give them the opportunity to list the house or work out a barter deal or an X deal. Does the $97 package include the Podio template? Yes, because you will get access to a workspace and Podio, so you can manage your leads there. Cynthia, we got your number, Mr. Clutch. I will send you a message in the chat line. Please contact. Let me know that you. Email. Got it. We need to email it. Okay. Let me send that via email right now. I see our East Coasters jumping on. We're just having an open Q&A and hangout session here today, guys. On Monday, we're going to have Eric T., virtual wholesaler, lives in New York, does deals in other states. We're going to pick his brain on what's working for him and bring your questions. Again, these are fantastic stories. If they can do it, you can do it. And we want to show you that there are a ton of virtual wholesalers that are making the business work, and they're keeping simple systems in place. Urgent, please call, possible deal/lead. Sent via email. How do we get buyers to use? That's one way to do it, Franco. When you export a list of cash transactions on the MLS, you can simply Google. You can simply Google those company names, find the contact info, call them, and ask them if they're buying deals. That's how we wholesaled a property here recently. We just Googled the cash buyer. That's it. Googled their company name, found them, and then contacted them. You don't even have to go very far, Franco. Just click on the Start Here button, and you will learn and see the entire wholesaling process right here in the Start Here 101 section of our website. Okay, so go ahead and check that one out. Last but not the least, I wanted to share with you guys and follow up. If you guys were live on our session last week, I placed an ad on Craigslist applying the concepts and trainings that we had done here recently for property scouts and bird dogs. And let me show you how that campaign is performing, okay? So what you're looking at right here is a screenshot of one of my email inboxes. We placed an ad looking for people who want to get started in real estate, become a property scout or a bird dog. And as you can see, there are people replying to that ad and who are interested. So since the 14th, we've picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 people in about, what's this, about 9 days, give or take? For people that want to get started in real estate, want to become our bird dog, and
Hi there.
send us leads and deals. Now, what I am excited, reason why I'm excited about this campaign is because this is in a very small territory or blueprint, and so for a small market to be producing this many candidates or leads for property scouts and bird dogs, that is awesome. That is definitely a good sign. If you can get over 30 responses from Friday to Monday in your territory, that is awesome. That is really, really, really good. So that would be like the ideal goal or benchmark. And if you are breaking 30 fresh candidates from a weekend's campaign, I mean, think about that. You get 30 property scouts or bird dogs in a weekend, 4 weekends in a month. That's 120 people. You go from an entrepreneur who has no friends, no contacts, no connections, to now having 120 candidates. Now, obviously, not all of them will do business with you or actually take any action. But that is in a much better position, and you only need a handful of people to work with at the end of the day, right? So to get access to that Craigslist link, or rather the ad, do check out the replay. I believe it's on the 21st. When I did an updated walkthrough on Craigslist. Is it the 21st? No, it's not the 21st. It is the 20th. It's this ad right here. This is the exact same ad that I had placed, by the way. So, yes, to answer your question. Can you show the scout site that would have to train our property scouts? The property scout website is going to look just like this one, or a simple blog site with the training videos. Nothing fancy, right? It does the job. That many responses? No, not even. I mean, all I did was place an ad on Craigslist. There's nothing super technical or fancy about this. All I did was just place an ad on Craigslist, and we did marketing. Responses will come in. Now, if I open my inbox earlier today, these are all fresh candidates. If you look at the names, there's no duplicate names on here, right? They've screened out any duplicate candidates. My virtual assistants did. And yeah, I'll do one in a major market. I'll post, because I'm supposed to post an ad here today. So I'll do one in a major marketplace, and let's see how many responses we can get for property scouts. The Start 101 here section, that is the same training series that we apply to our bird dogs and our property scouts. It's for anybody just getting started in real estate. If you don't have the $1,000, $2,000, $4,000 investment to buy a real estate product or course out there in the marketplace, we put together our own wholesaling series from front to back, A to Z, on how it all works. We could sell the course for a couple $1,000, but we aren't, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it does work. I mean, you know, we did an extra 8 deals in the last several months just from property scouts and bird dogs. So you really don't have to overcomplicate it. I think some of the sales webinars out there nowadays try to make it, to jazz it up or make it sound super fancy and complicated. There's a way to screen them. There's definitely a way to screen them. But we'll do this all in an automated fashion. So now all of these guys will go into an autoresponder series, and then move from there. All right, any other questions that we might have missed? Let me go back to Facebook. Let me delete your market here, Jeff. Okay. Any last questions, clarifications? Go ahead and type it in right now, other than recapping the highlight of that sample marketing campaign for new property scouts and bird dogs. Hope that definitely helps. On Monday, we're going to have Eric T. He is a wholesaler that lives in New York, does deals around the country in different states. He does them virtually. He sends the marketing. And he has, other acquisition managers in place go out and lock up the deals. Because he specializes in absentee, or he focuses on absentee owners, he doesn't really have to rely on acquisition managers as well, since they're already absentee owners. So we're able to just email out contracts and paperwork to those sellers and do business on the phone with them. So he's going to share some deals that he has done recently, as well as transactions that he has in the pipeline, right? We talked about pipeline earlier. Month 1, Craigslist text and email, pay-per-click campaign. You get an influx of leads. Month 2, you start to transition into direct mail. By the end of month 1, you're going to add some direct mail into it, right? So month 2, you now are processing your direct mail leads, your PPC leads, and some fresh direct mail leads. Month 3, you're doing follow-ups on all of your leads in month 1, and now you have more leads coming in from your direct mail campaign, since the 2 to 3 weeks have gone by and more people are starting to respond and call you back from your direct mail campaign. You now have pay-per-click leads that are relatively aged or have sat on the marketplace, and so those homeowners are more motivated and open to working with investors with creative solutions or offers that that work for everybody, right? It's not a traditional retail listing. It's not a simple 10 cents on the dollar offer. It's a rent own, it's a lease with an option to buy, or it's one of the strategies that Bill is doing nowadays, where the homeowner can still get their money right now, get top dollar for the property, and instead he'll bring in an investor to help structure that deal or make it possible. Okay, let's see. You know what, Jeff? I definitely recommend going with a local one, but a good place to start. Schedule a consultation with Avalon Escrow to see if they can service your area or if they have somebody that they can refer you to. They do deals virtually and nationwide. That might be a territory that they are covering. If not, then he may know somebody who covers and services that particular market or territory. Right. These days, we're mostly using it as just a lead magnet to get our foot in the door. At the end of the day, they end up going with another offer anyway. So we'll only use that as a lead magnet. You're welcome, Franco. But do take the time to go through the site, because a lot of your questions can be answered or addressed by going through some of the content on the website, especially the overview of the marketing packages, right? And that's why we encourage you guys to go through the website in detail, because it answers a lot of the basic questions. You're more than welcome to reach out to us and call us, but at the same time, we do deals. I'm out in the field. Our guys are on the phones. And so we like to have a nice little balance. So we have taken the time to, update the website, update the marketing packages, put the videos on there that explains the marketing packages and how it all works. That way you can watch it, get educated, and know which one you're leaning towards. Ideally, by the time you get on the phone with our office, you know which marketing package you're leaning towards. And we can just simply, clarify some questions as opposed to tell you everything that's already on the website. So there's a bit of a redundancy in that process, and it's not very efficient at the end of the day, which does you an injustice. So hopefully you take the time to go through the site in detail. Kelvin, I would keep calling, keep emailing. I'm not quite sure if it's busy season for them right now. We have not done a transaction like that in a while. We're just focused on traditional wholesaling. That's where majority of our business is coming from these days, or referring the retail listings out to an agent. I don't know if he's with that particular list. I know he has a group, and he is an educator himself with his group. I'm not sure exactly if that's the same Eric that you are referring to. All right. So awesome, guys. Yeah, it definitely felt a whole lot better as we keep, continue through this series. That's also why I like to dial into the 9 a.m. sessions. It kind of, you kind of get conditioned to get ready to rock, take action. It boosts my morale and gets me all excited and to connect with everybody, see how things are going, and make sure you guys keep moving forward and are happy with our marketing services, with any of our group training programs. And we do our best to update these things and make sure that we provide good content, you hear from us in a timely manner, and are getting the most bang for your buck, right? The pricings and price points, we've researched them, we've updated and modified it so that it does not break the bank. You'll get a better deal through these marketing packages as opposed to going through the headaches of trying to source your own virtual assistant on Odesk, and you're more than welcome to do so. We always encourage people to shop around. At the end of the day, they just have a better appreciation for how simple and easy and done for you type of programs that we have. We make our money doing deals at the end of the day. The virtual assistant component in this program, we have and keep it open because we have people that we've been working with for years, and they love what they do, right? And yeah, that's not our bread and butter. We don't stay in business because we sell coaching or high-end coaching or products or services. At least not in this space. And so, yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome to. If you are going to the workshop series this weekend, if you guys are also in town, let us know. I will be getting together with some of you guys, and that's why we wanted to I thought we were going to take it easy today, but we had a kick-ass session today and definitely covered a lot of questions. When did these 9 a.m. sessions start? Franco, I've been doing the 9 a.m.s for years. Almost 2, maybe 3 years now. We own this time slot, right? And so it started out with me and just a handful of investors that were looking for accountability, support, and boosting and helping each other, and has now grown into what you guys are a part of now, where we have the privilege of having investors like Bill Rafter, on the session, Henry Serrano, Chris McCartney. We used to do these sessions with Joe McCall, and I love them, and we're going to continue to do them because we find that it helps a ton, and it gets people to do deals, right? They are doing deals, which is our goal at the end of the day. All right, so if you guys are good to go, just let me know. We're just kind of killing time here, chit-chatting. Let me touch base with Bill if there's anything he wanted to add before we go into the weekend. Anything on your end, Bill?
No, Gil. I think we started these back in March of 2012, wasn't it?
March 2012. Man, maybe. Yeah, that's when Bill came on. It goes back, man. I would say at least 2 years. I would even go 3 years back. We're in the process of mining and putting all of our videos on the new website. So you guys will hear some hilarious golden nuggets of sessions that go way, way, way back. But, that's the beauty about real estate. Some of these things don't change. And for those of you that like a consistent, I'll do the same thing every day and still make a lot of money, there's a place for you in real estate. Personally, for me, I can't handle that. I like change. I like, dealing with new scenarios, which is why I focus on the acquisition side of real estate and marketing, because it's a very dynamic, constantly changing and evolving thing, which keeps me engaged. And we have other specialists that fill in the gaps or would complement or, the areas that I'm not good at and I'm not interested in, or my weaknesses, right? So awesome. And let's see, Bill, do you have a phone number that people can call if they were looking for consultations, or if they want to, schedule some one-on-one training or on-the-job type of coaching with you, or do you prefer email contact?
Yeah, they can give me a call or email, whichever works best for them. The direct line phone number in area code 859 is 312-3703.
3703.
Again, 859-312-3703. And the email address is Bill, B-I-L-L, at Bluegrass, BLUEGRASSREIG.com. So once again, Bill at Bluegrass, REIG.com.
Awesome. I typed that in the chat line. I am sending it out to everybody. If you guys are looking to bring on board and hire a consultant, pay for a coach, shop around. Not all programs are created equal. We talked about what to look for in a coaching and a training program. If you have, some of you guys don't realize that the marketing budgets that you have access to, instead of putting that all and just paying for somebody's time or an overpriced program, that could be a killer marketing budget. And Bill is very hands-on with his students. He will help structure the deals, provide the docs needed, and you will be doing stuff, right? So if that's the type of training and accountability you're looking for, Bill is your guy. He is one of the handful of people that we would actually recommend and talk about when it comes. I'm very sensitive when it comes to coaching, just because I've been burned from it before in the past when I first got started out, and I never want that to happen to anybody again. Now, Bill's time is, really precious. So if you are going to reach out to him, then again, take the time to analyze and come up with a marketing budget, what your goals are, and ideally you're ready to take action. You want to get something going. This is something we have only extended to Bill and his students and programs. You do get a significant discount on any of our marketing packages, including ones where we will cold call or telemarket or make the calls on your behalf to your leads. We only do that for guys like Bill because we know the type of training and the activities that he puts his students through, right? So we speak the same language, we know things are going to get done, and it's not a case of you spending an arm and a leg and the only person who wins is the person you just paid 10, 15, 20,000 to, and there's no marketing getting done, there's no lead processing getting done, there's no deals, there's no return on your investment, right? And so you do get a significant discount on any of our marketing packages to help ensure and put you in the best position to do more deals at the end of the day. Where is Bill located? He travels the world. I think he goes back and forth between the Midwest or Kentucky and California. I don't know if he spent some time on in any other states, but he does run his he is president of his RIA group, so I think that does require him to be based locally in his area for some time. Pardon my ignorance. Is there a place to read how while ramping up? Jeff, if you're looking at the silver marketing package and if you want to partner with us, just let us know, right? If you have a deal and a live scenario, contact my office. You would already be in touch with Steve Clutch, our group coaching coordinator. Okay, so he knows what's going on your leads, right? It's a pretty, you can't really hide much from Steve because I send him all of the marketing and all the leads for you guys. My office does that. He sees and tracks the progress of every student in the group coaching program. If you have a possible lead or deal, let him know, and then we'll put one of our advisors like Bill on the phone who will help structure the deal and split the profits at the end of the day. He's willing to do that because he can make some money on the back end, and everybody wins at the end of the day. right? So you simply have to contact us once you have a possible live seller or live deal and you are willing to do a joint venture. You are not required to. You can keep 100% of your profits on any of the deals that you source from our marketing. But if you need help, we are here for you, right? And so maybe you just have to partner up on a first couple of deals. You know, they're like training wheels. But once you are rocking and rolling and cruising down the hill on that bike, you don't have to partner up and give up 50% of your deals at that point, okay? Or whatever percentage. It doesn't have to be a straight 50-50 split. Okay, so with that in mind, do I have any other updates and news for you guys? I think, you know, really that is it. I would like to thank some of our new subscribers who have taken the time to go through the website, love what they have seen, and have volunteered to give us their name and email so that they can stay in touch with us here. It looks like we have a new subscriber, Noah, who all the way from the Bronx, Noah at 1 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Man, is that 2 o'clock Pacific time? You must be up at 5 a.m. I appreciate that, and I can relate to that. I'm going to start waking up really early in the day because that's the only time I can carve out for all the workshop courses and trainings that I need to do and be able to stay on top of the coolest things in marketing that works to help bring you guys better quality leads. And so we may add a 5 a.m. session just so I have people to hang out with at 5 a.m. All I'm going to do is read courses and study, but if you guys are up at that time, then hey, we can study up and work together. Will Steve call me at 1:45 p.m. today? I think Steve will call you earlier in the day, since at 1:45 I know he is going to be in a training program with the rest of our telemarketing and marketing team. So he will be contacting you earlier in the day, right? Noah, way to go, man. Good for you. All the way from the Bronx at 2 a.m. Studying up. So that is awesome. That is awesome. And thank you for being our new subscriber. With that, guys, nothing urgent is popping up. If you are part of our noon session, which is solely based on internet marketing for businesses, we are going to continue our YouTube channel marketing. So do, if you're interested in that, let us know, and we'll share the link. Those sessions are free for the internet marketing training course, but that is an entirely different. It's just internet marketing. There's nothing real estate. There's no real estate related questions or strategies that we talk about. It is purely marketing and lead generation through the internet. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, squeeze pages, websites. That's the type of conversations we have and training during those sessions. Okay. Yes, noon was canceled today, but I believe we're going to go live at about 11 today so that we can get that series out. You don't have to worry about it. You got calls you got to make today to get some of our students and investors. Ah, that's right. Your 11 is on today. Yeah, go ahead and cancel yours. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for joining us here on a Friday. Do check out the training replays. There are notes, videos, and recommendations on some websites, so you don't have to surf the internet and find these things. It's all in one little nice space there for you. My name is Gil. On behalf of all our content contributors live on these sessions, thank you very much. We'll see you first thing on Monday, where we are going to be interviewing Eric T. And next week we're going to continue the some tips and pick Broker Julio's brain on some on the 2 other transactions and deals that he has locked up here on what's working for him, because all 3 of those deals are very different in the scenario, in the lead source, and how he handled it. So we're going to be sharing some more golden nuggets there. Okay. Yes, actually, I just opened escrow on a deal yesterday. So we are... Yeah, we features our members first. You know, we've kind of gotten to that point where now our investors are doing more deals. But we always like to jump in and share what's working for us. So maybe later in the month we'll go into that. But everybody's looking for, are the members doing deals? Yes, they are. So with that, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.